So in a place like
So
Lagos,
yes.
a place like Lagos might directly benefit from that. I mean, with
Of
the
course.
immediate removal, there will be competition because you have all sorts of
Yes.
players.
Yeah.
But in far-flung places where you have just one station and it's taking a brave man to go and invest there,
No, but again,
how do you think it's going to affect those kinds of
no,
people?
but again, when they see the, removal ease of entering into this market, people will now be encouraged to set up gas stations, and you can come and buy, knowing that you can bring. If I want to bring in fuel into this country, I know where to source my own.
Dr. Nweze, you're
Yes.
proposing an allowance to the market structures to drive Nigeria.
Yes.
There are many people that will argue against that.
Yes, they will, because those who benefit from the status quo always resist change. But if we must get this right, there has to be, government has to take a back seat.
With the market structure, with the market forces driving the nation, would that benefit the Nigerian?
In the long run, yes.
In that long run?
Yeah, what competition does in that market structure where you have competition is it has a way of, one, improving the quality of the product, and again, reducing the price of the product, so that the common man can actually have a choice. Now, they are the price takers, the sellers, these oil people, they are the ones that dictate the price. We don't have a choice. But again, when you liberalize the whole thing, many people are bringing in fuel, many people are refining fuel, and then people will now have choices.
And in all of this, sorry to cut you there, is the pain that the people feel. You live in a community or in an environment where the government tells you a petroleum product has been subsidized, and you go to the heart of Ohozara or somewhere in Abakaliki, and someone buys that. Yes, Uber. Someone also buys that product for as high as 200 naira.
Yes.
And you go to somewhere else, it's 150. So where lies the subsidy payment enjoyment
that is the point
for the people?
Because now that it's only few people that are making this money, it's not really, the subsidy impact is not felt down there at the bottom of the pyramid.
Because it's the same petroleum product that comes into the country that has been subsidized. So the marketer or whoever is dispensing that petroleum product is dispensing an already subsidized product, and he's selling above the stipulated price.
Yes, but now my own suggestion is this: to encourage refiners to set up, refine this product, because it costs money. And a few months back I was in Singapore on a study tour, and I went around researching, and they told me, look, you bring in, why do Nigerians send their oil to be refined and bring back? Because Singaporeans are honest. That's what they told me. Now, if you bring in 10 million barrels, they refine, you get 10 million back. But if you go to another country to refine, you get maybe 50% or 40% of the value. But for them, you have to. My suggestion is this: let's create the environment where investors can come in, set up refineries. Now, subsidize what I call, give them at a discounted rate, the crude itself at a discounted rate. Whatever is to be consumed in the country should be subsidized. It's not at the international market rate. It should not be sold. The crude should not be sold to those refiners for domestic consumption at the international market rate. So that, it's only in Nigeria that a bottle of water costs more than a liter of fuel. So other countries, fuel costs less. Water costs more. So we should do this and consider actually creating that environment so that, these refiners can get this raw crude at a discounted rate, not international market rate, so that they can produce for domestic consumption. Okay? That way, and that's a long-term thing. But the short term is to open up the space. People bring it in until the refineries start working. Then you shut the door. And then everybody will focus, on the local refining and consumption.
Very quickly before we let you go on this, what other things do you think we can be doing now? Because for Peter Esela, he did say there was a time we had a dip in the price of crude, and he suggested at that time that was the best time for the government to take a look at removal of subsidy. Now we're almost seeing what happened then, and a record all-time low in 11 years, getting to see that there's also a drop. Do you think that we should think about its removal now?
Well, we have whatever we do. If we don't do it now, tomorrow, we are just the past 15, 20 years we should have done this. And like the Chinese proverb that says that the best time to have cut a tree was 20 years ago, the next best time is now. So we need to, even though we didn't do it in the past, we need to. But again, you know, no matter what, it's like when you're supposed to service your engine of your car. And you say, okay, tomorrow I will do, tomorrow I will do. By the time you're ready to service it, you change the engine. That's what we expect, what is facing us now. Let us do whatever we need to do now before, by the time we say we are ready to do it, so we don't end up changing the engine of the vehicle. And again, we also look at other sources to that, not only diversifying the economy, to decentralize the economy. I keep saying this. There's a document, study done by a government agency. Each local government, they have some natural endowment or something we can focus on to build cluster of businesses so that government can generate and have other streams of income rather than focusing on this oil, which has become a curse to us, you know. And until we look at even the services sector, outsourcing, for instance. In 1991, India was declared technically bankrupt by World Bank because they had less than $900 million in their foreign reserve. What did the Prime Minister do? Nora, whatever his name was then. With the Finance Minister, these two people and some other cabinet got together and reached out to Indians in diaspora. And they began, this outsourcing now came up. Outsourcing alone can create the kind of job that this government is looking for, can generate the kind of money. A few years ago, India gave Africa over $5 billion in grants. There was a country that was so poor and all that. Outsourcing is the key that we should look at. We've been trying to promote outsourcing in this country. But it's like, enters government here, takes up this. But I know that somebody somewhere is listening, that outsourcing is the way out that government should look at. They say you should prepare for hard times. Yeah, I know your time is up. But again, the thing is that I mentioned in this program before that if care is not taken, government will find a way of taxing the unemployed. Mark my words. Like Reagan will say, read my lips.
And you say the best time for us to plant the tree we missed out on planting 20 years ago is now.
Now. Yeah.
Let's see how that plays out. Austin Nweze, Dr. Austin Nweze is of the Pan Atlantic University and also a researcher, communicator, economist. Many thanks for speaking with us this morning. And it's been a wrap on the show today. Quite some discussions we've had looking at the energy sector, power, electricity power, and of course oil and gas. We do hope that this conversation will be kept, burning. And don't forget about all those trending matters we started off the show with. Just be sure that you find all of them on our website, channelstv.com. Once again, it's good to have you watch and stay with us all through the program. I'm Sulaiman Alede.
Well, we will take your comments. That's a promise before the end of the week. And thank you for your contributions. Okay, you have some of the comments right now. Tom is saying, I can hardly say this. This is very difficult to see. Well, the poorest Nigerian can pay any increment in tariff as long as he gets what he pays for. That's what Tom is saying. Oh.
Yeah. At least one person's comment.
Well, we will take a lot more comments before the end of the week. Thank you for your contributions. I'm Maokwe Ogun.
And I'm Neo Taigwe. Have yourself a good day.
All right, see you again.